Guys, I want to talk about something, but up front, this might be one of those ones where people get upset about some of the things I say. Just keep in mind, I'm not talking bad about anyone's brand, their favorite brand of knives, things like that. I'm just giving just my opinion on something. But first, let's go ahead and teleport out to the workbench because I have got some work to do. So let me get this set up here. So what we're going to talk about is knife companies and whether they really care about the individual consumer, and that's kind of a yes and no. So I kind of talked about it in my live feed. I was a lot more like, it's a live feed. I get animated about things. But what we're going to talk about is my take on what bigger knife companies think about you. But stand by because here comes the music. Puttering around, just finishing up a couple things. I wanted to finish these strop tops because they have some lines on them where they were cut with a saw. But so that's not what I'm going to talk about though. What I want to talk about is big companies in general. Most companies, and predominantly, since I'm in the knife world, knife community, my business is based around that. That's what I'm going to talk about. But this goes along the lines of all business. These big companies that people have built this loyalty to, which is cool. I get it. I mean, I'm loyal to certain companies. I like Apple products and things like that. That loyalty that you feel is something that they have fostered. And the fact is, a lot of times, these big companies, while they market to the individual, that's not their target market. So, big companies, big knife companies, I've said it before, I've said it and just in like hamishly in trying to, be dramatic about it, that they don't give a shit about you. That's yes and no. It's true and it's not. The fact is, big knife companies, when a company gets big, like right now, there are companies out there, and I don't want to get this twisted. There are companies out there that really do care about every one of their customers. If you've ever talked to anybody at Reeves Knives, they're all great. There are companies out there that the individual consumer is still up there on their list of things, but it can't ever be their prime thing. And I will point this out to you by showing you a trend. Go to a big knife company's website, buy a knife there, look at the price that you're paying for it there versus the price you're paying for it from, say, Blade HQ, Amazon.com, things like that. They truly don't want to have to interact with the individual customer. It costs them money, so there's an additional charge. The fact is, you sell me a knife, you make the profit of one knife. But if I sell to a distributor, they pay me up front for all of those knives. Then they have to sell them. Then it's their responsibility. You see what I'm saying? So instead of having to market and interact and deal with each individual customer, which is what I do, and I like it, I enjoy it, bigger companies have got so much bigger numbers that they can't deal with the individual customer. And so when I say they don't give a shit about you, it's not true. You're the end user. They do to an extent. They market to you. Their marketing gimmicks and things like that are marketed to you to make you want that product. But they truly do not want to have to do the footwork of dealing with the individual customer. So let's put it this way. I have a customer. We've been dealing back and forth for 2 weeks. I haven't gotten paid yet. For a big company, they can't do that. That's outside of what they could even think about doing. It costs them money for that. And so they've sold their products to distributors. So with that being said, that means they can sell more product, which means that in the course of selling new product and more product, a lot of things get lost in the mix. I make one knife at a time. I can take the time to make a knife exactly as perfect as I want it because that's what I want to be associated with. But a big company does not have time for that. And so I know you guys have heard me a lot of times bitching and things like that about these companies' knives and the edges and things like that, but that's not truly for them. They are not my target market. You see where I'm going with this? I'm a small business. I could tell you, small businesses, Chris and Elliot at Firm Forge, I guarantee that Jim Skelton, myself, other guys that like Triple B Handmade, Big Brown Bear, those guys that make knives and things like that, and are smaller, much smaller companies, they still have that small customer base. I guarantee Elliot knows a lot of his core customers who've been around with him for a long. He knows them by name and things like that. He knows who you're talking about when you talk about a customer that might be an overlap. Jim Skelton, I bet he could tell you almost everybody he sold a knife to, within reason. I could tell you probably pretty much 90% of the people that I've sharpened knives for and that are return customers. So yes, there's that for smaller businesses. But the fact is that like as your company grows and gets bigger and gets to a point where there's that much product and that much stuff going on and coming out and all of that, you have to shift your focus. And so that's why I don't understand, like, this brand loyalty is something that companies have instilled. And it's not just the knife world. Let's think of, like I said, Apple, Hoover Vacuums, fucking food companies. Some people have a preference, like ketchup. I have news for you. You give me Hunt's ketchup or Heinz ketchup, I'm probably not gonna be able to tell the difference. But what they've done is this brand recognition that people have this loyalty to, that this company cares about me, is a misconception. It's wrong because it's not true. It's made to make you feel as though this company really cares about me and therefore you buy their products. Advertising, and it's not, that piece is not the knife companies themselves. That piece falls into these marketing guys that they hire, which, I mean, you can't fault them, they have to make money. But these are things that don't make sense to me, why people get so upset. Like, say I do a video, which it happens a lot. I do a video about a specific knife or a specific knife brand, and people lose their minds because they feel a loyalty to this brand because they think this company's done something for me, when they truly have not. They've done something for themselves. They've made you feel as though you're part of the team. Because their entire goal is to make you want to buy what they're selling. So, and I'm not gonna lie, I do it to an extent. I do over the top stuff and things like that. But the fact is, I honestly do want everything that leaves my business to be as perfect as possible every time. And that's why, that's why I do the live sharpening videos, because you see what I'm doing. I love doing live feeds because I love interacting. But like I said, I'm a one-man company. And that's just the way things are in a small company. As things gets bigger, I don't know if this company grows, if things happen with the designing, knife designs, knives that come out and things like that. If that makes it larger, I'm going to try and stick very true to what I'm doing. But you can't always say, because the fact is, let's look at it this way. Sal Glesser from Spyderco Knives, he's truly not that involved in anything anymore. His son really is not that involved in anything anymore. They've got production all over the world. So they have made the decision to go from a small company that treats every customer, every client, as if they're the only one they have, to they have a company where they got to a point where they had millions of customers, and they're like, you can't do it. You have to go through a distributor. And so that's where I'm getting at. So technically, those knives that they're making are not being made for you. They are being made for distribution. And that makes everything a lot more anonymous. It makes everything a lot more easy to morally, I guess, would be like, there's some ambiguity. They're far enough removed from what's truly going on to actually care about the individual customer. So, you know, they offer warranties and things like that, but you know, sometimes they're poorly executed. It's just one of these things that, like, when I say that big companies, the big knife companies, don't give a shit about you, it's true and it's not true. I mean, they do. They rely on you. They have to do the marketing to you to build that brand recognition and that brand loyalty. But as far as like actually, you know, caring about their individual customers, it's not big up on their list of things. They do enough just to keep us happy, just to placate us, just enough for us to say, hey, look what they did for me. They acknowledge my existence. And so that's why I just, like, when I talk about knife companies and people get so upset, that's where I don't understand. I'm like, if I was to disparage you in public and throw a fit, would that knife company even acknowledge that you exist? Probably not. So just to put a little thing, just because I see it. Now that I've gotten more into the knife world, you see it, and into business and learning about business and things like that. It's just one of those things that it's the necessary evil of business, that when you get to a point that you kind of have to remove yourself from that for bigger businesses. I don't have to do that yet, and I like to do it. Like right now, like Elliot runs his business the same way he ran it when they were just working out of his garage. I mean, on a bigger scale, but I mean, he treats his customers the same way. Jim Skelton, from anybody I've interacted with that said anything about having dealt with him and knowing him, they're like, hey, he seems like a great guy. You know, he's willing to take stuff back if it's not the way you want, this and that. So just wanted to clarify on that a little bit. That's the video I'm gonna put up today. There's not gonna be a sharpening or anything. I just wanted to throw that out. This is one of those videos that I've wanted to say, and like this, I'm gonna review this. This might not be how I want to say this. I want to do it clearly and calmly and not be thrown up as Spyderco doesn't fucking care about you. Well, it's not true. It is and it isn't. But you know, there are still companies out there. There's bigger companies that actually do care about people, but in the big scope of things, they handle that through having really good customer service. There's a lot of companies that have really, really good customer service. And those companies mitigate issues with their stuff by having really good customer service. I've had a lot of problems with my Apple iPhone, but you know what? You know why I keep sticking with Apple? Their customer service is great. I have never had an interaction with Apple customer service that was bad. AT&T, same thing. My internet sucks, but the truth is, dealing with their customer service is actually, it's wearing thin. Everything seems good now, but so just keep in mind that big companies foster that feeling you have because it benefits them. That's what advertising is all about, building a brand loyalty. So, guys, that's it. I had to go to the doctor yesterday. I actually had to go to the emergency room. I was apparently extremely dehydrated. I was drinking water. I just wasn't I wasn't onboarding water. I was just passing it straight through. I was dehydrated. They gave me some fluid, and I went to the shop for a couple hours and did a couple things up at Elliot's shop, and then I came home. I was home at like 10:30 last night, and then I've got a customer coming. I got stones in water. I got a customer coming for straight razors today. So, but that's gonna be it for today. I'm sorry that the videos have been fewer and farther between. Live feeds are only gonna be 1 or 2 days a week, maybe at the most 3 days a week. I was looking at how much time I spend doing that. I just can't allot that kind of time when there's so many other things I need to be doing that are things that need to be done to make money. Because I don't make money on YouTube. I do this because I like it. So, guys, it's 12 minutes on this part, and then the intro stuff. I don't know. I don't remember how long it was when I shot it. So, you guys take it easy. I love you all. I appreciate everything you guys have done for the channel. If you like the videos, give them a thumbs up. That's the best interactions we're gonna get. Thumbs up, thumbs down on these is really what's gonna help share these videos and get the community bigger. And that way we have a more robust comment section, which is always fun. Well, not always. Sometimes there's some goofballs, and we have to weed them out. If you want to support the channel, there will be jeez, I can't ever get it right. a Patreon link down here. There's going to be a subscription link here over here. Nope, did that backwards, didn't I? Down here will be a Patreon link. Up here will be a subscription link. Over here will be a video that YouTube thinks you like. Down here's probably going to be a video I think you like. And if you would like to support my daughter's ice skating, as always, there will be a GoFundMe link in the description below, right above the comments. So you guys take it easy. Enjoy your weekend. Have fun. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. And I'll see you next time.